I recently acquired a cool old cast iron kettle, but it needed a little work because it seems like somebody left water sitting inside for a while. The top and bottom were pretty rusty and the inside was just covered in it. First I grabbed an angle grinder. I set up a work table well away from other stuff and used a disc made specifically for grinding metal. The only problem was that the opening at the top of the kettle was just barely big enough to get the whole disc inside, which meant I couldn't remove all the rust with just the grinder. The other issue with using the angle grinder was that if I weren't careful on the outside, I could easily end up making flat spots on the surface. So next I grabbed a drill and a metal brush attachment. That allowed me to remove the rust a little more carefully. Next I finished the inside by using an extender bit to lengthen how far I could reach with the drill. It allowed me to get into those tight spaces inside the kettle. Then I sprayed off all the metal shavings with a hose and took a look at where the kettle was at. I had removed most of the rust, but it needed one more step to make sure it was all gone. I stuck it in a bucket and covered it with a 50-50 solution of water and vinegar. People on the internet will say that you shouldn't leave cast iron in that solution for more than a couple hours, but I left it in there for over a day and it was fine. After pulling it back out again, I was worried that the exposed metal would rust if I cleaned off the vinegar with water. So I tried doing it with isopropyl alcohol instead, and it seemed to help at least a little. What I found is that it's really difficult to get it completely 100% rust-free because removing any metal residue from the surface means using some kind of liquid which reacts with the air. I decided to just get it as close as I could and not worry too much about getting it 100% perfect. Next I applied a layer of canola oil to the kettle. I ended up doing a few coats of lard as well, and I found that worked even better because you can put on more at one time. If you read guides on the internet, most people will tell you that you can season cast iron in the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, but I found it doesn't work as well as I would like. I found that it's much more effective to use a grill and get it up to at least 600 degrees. For each coat of lard or oil that I put on the kettle, I left it in the grill for about half an hour. I did that 3 or 4 times, and after that the kettle had its beautiful black color back. Then all I needed to do was stick the lid and handle back on and the project was done.